going on, little screamers? It has been, I think, a couple months since the last time I uploaded a video, and I'll tell you why. It is this little hellion, this adorable, frustrating, stressful little piece of angel shit that I love so much. His name is Aries, and he is a puppy. I know, fur mama, and I am excited. He has been taking up so much of my time, and I won't lie, sometimes I think, maybe I wasn't ready for this. Maybe I love my alone time a lot more than I ever thought I really did. In the comments down below, let me know what kind of pet that you have. What pet had just turned your life upside down and you love him to death, but you also want to strangle the shit out of him? Let me know. But welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, welcome. Hi, hello, I am Knackle. And on this channel, it is all about horror and we create looks at the end of the video. However, this video is going to be different. It's just going to be something quick, something fun. So, without further ado, let's get started, lovelies. Here we go. So I will be going through 10 questions that I found to kind of have reworked, diving deep into horror and more of what I prefer. So the first question is favorite performance in a movie. There are so many. I chose two that have either stayed with me or really made an impact. And the first one is Tim Curry doing Rocky Horror Picture Show. He just, I just can't. I love him in that. It's as if that role was specifically made for him. He nails it. He just oozed sex appeal and charm, and he was so expressive and all those little nuanced things of mannerisms. He talked everything. I loved it. I think that will always be my all-time favorite performance out of anybody. That'll definitely be my top 5 for sure. And me and Jules actually did a whole review and cosplay on this, so go check that out in the movie review playlist. And the second one that has always stuck with me as well, Linda Blair from The Exorcist. Because for any girl of that age to play such a tough and demanding role and to nail it, to me is incredible. Along with the things that they put her body through in the movie, on top of that is just something to be admired. I mean, it was a strenuous role, and it even injured her back at one point. Second question, guilty pleasure movie. 13 Ghosts. The makeup in this movie for every single ghost, I thought was really cool. I loved it. I think my favorite one was, of course, back then was, I think she was the witch, the one in the cage, but I also liked the cut-up gal and the big scary man with the railroad nails in his head. I thought that was all cool. I mean, at one point you do see, I can't remember if something hit him or he actually hit a nail. But for a split second, the illusion is gone because the nail is moving as if it's foam. And I mean, the CGI, it is definitely hilarious, but it's, every time I watch it, it's nostalgic. Who doesn't love Matthew in this movie? He's one of our national treasures. Question number 3, a movie in which everyone is hot. Hot, hot, hot. So I have 2 for this. And the first one is Scream of 96, because, I mean, that boy, the killer, he just reminds me so much of Johnny Depp, and it's just want to make them, I was like, he's just one of those men you look at, and it's not just, yeah, he's hot. It's, And then, of course, you have the beautiful My Girl Paige, Rose McGowan from Charmed, that I was also a bit obsessed with. And you have Matthew, you have Sydney, you have Courtney Cox. We all love her, and a little banged fringe. That was a choice. And yeah, I won't lie, even Dewey, I'd go out with him. And this one might surprise people, but I also think the 2003 film of the Texas Chainsaw Massacre with Jessica Biel, I mean, you got everything. You got tall, dark, and handsome. You got the cute, curly head nerd. And then you have the sandy blonde-headed, looks like an all-American football quarterback player. Then you have the short red head, and then you have Jessica Biel. I mean, those girls with those boys, I go in the van with them anytime. Question number 4, a movie you could watch 100 times. And for me, that is Coraline. I'm pretty sure I've watched it at least 100 times, maybe if not more. I used to just put on the movie and fall asleep because it would just send me off to sweet, sweet dreams. It's probably, for some, probably overrated and they're just sick of hearing it, but love it. I just realized my numbers are out of order, even on my notes. So I'm missing number 5, but whatever, we're gonna skip it. So question number 6, that's probably number 5, is a movie you would not want to try and survive in. And that, for me, hands down, is Alien 1979 with Sigourney Weaver. No. Because you are in deep space, stuck in a ship with nowhere to go. I mean, your amount of options in general is severely limited. And when you do have a weapon, or when you're trying to trap the creature, the monster, whatever, you have to be sure that the explosive, the bullet, all those aren't going to penetrate any of the walls in your ship. Because if you do, if you're not a great aim, or if you underestimate the firepower, you have screwed everybody. Everybody is dead. So for me, I would much rather try and survive somewhere on Earth rather than in the deep of space. Next question, favorite killer, and it's Jigsaw. He's creative, he's calculating. I mean, anybody who brings out their creative side, whether it be for good or for evil, automatically gets a vote for me. I mean, he created a really cool, creepy ass doll. Plus, I really like his purpose. I like how he takes this simple reminder to never take anything for granted or waste away your life because it's precious and it's a reminder we all need from time to time. He twists it into such a dark and painful lesson. And then he couples it and ties it into kind of pretty much a whole experimentation of observing just how much of humanity really wishes to fight and survive and continue on living. It's just cool. I like his purpose compared to other killers. Next question, we have your favorite final girl. Now, there are many final girls that I personally haven't seen, especially here in the past couple months. I think I've watched maybe 2 horror movies because, like I said, I've just been trying to train and be with my puppy and make sure he becomes a well-mannered, distinguished gentleman. So films as such as, Ready or Not, more modern, recent final girls, I haven't been able to watch. But for now, as of today, Jen from Sweetheart is a creature feature. And whenever I watch this movie, she is one of the smartest and most resourceful women I've seen on film against any killer, any creature. And it was so refreshing to watch. And she wasn't making all these stupid choices. And then the other final girl was, Sigourney Weaver from Alien. I mean, must I really explain? Next, we have an overrated movie that is worth a watch. So again, I have 2. Look, I'm terrible at favorites. I really don't have favorites. Everything changes for me because, new things come out all the time. But one of them is Hellraiser. I saw this in my teens and I fell in love with it the first time I watched it. Because during that time I was watching the 80s classics, all the 80s slasher horrors. And whenever I came upon this movie, to me, it stood out for its more original narrative compared to the others I had watched. And it wasn't a ripoff, at least that I know of, from any previous horror hits like Jason is for Michael. And also, I really enjoyed the movie because it explored a taboo subject and concept of pleasure and pain nobody talked about back then. I mean, today, people are more open to talking about sexuality, what they like, what they don't like, in public spaces. And plus the effects with the brother/lover coming up through the floorboards it was gnarly. And I think those special effects still holds up to this day. And so the second one, we have Insidious. I think James brought such a freshness to the horror genre at that time, and he executed great tension moments, jump scares, and he brought a beautiful palette that was hauntingly beautiful and creepy. And it made anyone who loves the song Tiptoe Through the Tulips like my friend Jules, see it in a whole new light and not for the best. Because now, instead of singing along, people get creeped out and get the shivers up the spine and turn that shit off real quick. And I may have, and still do, sing it to Jules from time to time to watch her squirm. We are almost done. The next one is the best Christmas movie. Best Christmas horror movie. There is one movie I do want to watch. In the comments below, tell me if you watched it, if you liked it. Please, no spoilers. It's Rare Exports, A Christmas Tale. It was made in 2010. It's got 90% on Rotten Tomatoes. Hey. But I do want to watch that. However, right now, the best Christmas movie still for me is Krampus, the 2015. I had never heard of Krampus before I saw the movie, and being someone who loves folklore and mythology, this was a fascinating glimpse into old tales and a gateway into a whole new outlook of the origins of Santa Claus. It has some of the best practical effects monsters I've ever seen. And it's funny, and I like how the end is, you can interpret it in two different ways. It's really on your perspective and how you decide how you want the movie to end. I really like that. And last question, what is a movie no one can convince you to watch? It is The Human Centipede. I will never. I've kind of found out that when human and animal come together to recreate the form of a certain animal by ways of human flesh and parts, I can't. I can't deal with it because something inside me finds it repulsive, unnatural, and just unholy, really. Like the equivalent of The Exorcist. Just no. Like for example, Tusk. Whenever I watched it, it made me feel wrong. This is really disturbing. It really disturbs something in my core that's hard to explain. But I am not putting myself through that shit ever again. So Tusk was the only one that see through the cracks and made me realize, hell no. And I will never watch Human Centipede. Nope. Well, that is it. That was the last question. I want to thank you guys for tuning in. I hope this was kind of like cool, fun, quick little video for you. In the comments below, tell me your thoughts. Do you agree with anything I said? Do you disagree? Go to town, but be respectful, be kind. I hope the rest of your day goes fantastic, the rest of your week, month, and I shall see you next time. Bye-bye.